While we on this XFL topic, though, man, did want to go ahead and tap into the Martavis part of it real quick. All right, let's talk about him real quick, man, because Tay did play this weekend. Y'all know I had to tune in and watch my dog, man. I had to go watch my dog.
This is the one game I actually did pay attention to. Not live. I checked on it afterwards. I watched every target and catch Martavis had.
Yeah, man. So for Tay, man, 4 catches, 28 yards. I looked at it like this. They used him a lot in the slot and as a standalone X receiver. In terms of how he moves, I think he still moves fine. It was definitely bigger than, what I remember in terms of just like the muscle mass that he put on.
And he's got those dreads like down.
The dreads are crazy
long
too.
now.
The dreads hang essentially down to his derriere. I was like, yo, whoa. Yeah, but as a whole, man, I thought it was like this, man. Did he move well? Yes. Was he creating some separation at times? Yeah. I would have liked to seen him with a different quarterback to get a better. In all reality, man, yeah. Because the thing is this, man. At the XFL level, you don't have guys that are throwing into tight windows like that. We've talked about George Pickens, right? And we're like, yo, this dude's always open. And it's like, yo, technically he's NFL open, but NFL open isn't like at the time Kenny Pickett open, right? And we're like, man, it looks scary if you're a quarterback that isn't comfortable doing that. It's some plays that I would have liked to have seen if Tay could be the 50-50 ball, if he could be a jump ball combat catch guy. The quarterback wasn't going to give him them opportunities. So outside of that, it was a lot of just watching him run slant routes, out routes. The O-lines are also a little bit work in progress at that level. So
yeah, that QB didn't get help.
Yeah.
I thought he was terrible though.
Yeah,
his stat line he ended up over 300 yards.
Yeah, but that is not accurate.
Bad.
It was not accurate, bro. So when I watch it, it's like the quarterback wasn't the best, and the O-line did not help him out. Part of that, like I said, is because of they just don't have a lot of talent O-line wise. Most of the talented offensive linemen are in the NFL. You don't have a lot of just good offensive line walking around because of the nature of that position. So you were having to see these coordinators drum up a little bit more quick passing, timing route stuff. Whereas for Tay, I don't look at Tay as that type of player. If you're putting him in the slot, you're running a slant with him, or you're trying to stretch the field vertical and give him a chance to go 50-50. I just couldn't evaluate it because they ain't really throw it to him like that. So, yeah, I'm hoping next week it's a little bit different. He'll get some opportunities. But in terms of just how he moved, I thought he moved well. Would I be intrigued to see, if you could bring him up on your practice squad? I'll say TBD right now. Obviously, the name makes it exciting, but TBD because I actually want to see, can he finish some of these, 50-50 plays, because that would be what we would utilize him for. I don't think he's necessarily going to run by a ton of DBs right now, but this is also the first time he's played football since, was it 2020? 2021 maybe?
Was he in that FCF thing?
Nah.
Was that last year?
Did he play in it?
I thought he did.
Yeah, you might be right. So last NFL snap was 2020 though.
Oh, I have no
That's
clue.
what I'm saying. Like last time he played in the NFL.
I mean, does that Raiders tenure even count?
Yeah, but I'm saying at least like in the sense of like facing like that type of like they're actually on an active roster.
It might have.
It's been a couple of years, right?
Longer than that. It might have been like 2018. Didn't we trade him between 2017, 2018?
Yeah, it was the year when we announced when we drafted TJ, because that's when he said Sammy Coates. That was it was for Sammy. Yeah, so it was around that time frame. But
so maybe 2019, 2020. You're right.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't think
he definitely didn't play in COVID. It's probably 2019.
Yeah. So since it's been that long, I don't necessarily think that he's just gonna run by any NFL DB right now. But I think that, depending on how he continues to play throughout this league, if he can get into a little bit, get closer to what he used to be in terms of that top end speed. Yeah, if you're bringing it in on a practice squad situation with the way the NFL has changed it, I don't think it hurts you. But I want to see more. The guy that low-key was cooking, though, Tyler Vaughns. I don't know if you've seen Tyler, man.
I didn't get to see him.
Tyler, bro.
I'm not surprised. He was good.
Tyler looked good, man. Tyler still looked good, bro. Josh Gordon, nice stat line. Finished well. Once again, though, I look at him the same way I look at Taylor right now.
Gordon's done.
I need to see more.
Such a shame.
I need to see more because this thing, we say done, but I say done in terms of if you're trying to have him be a star, yeah. But your NFL isn't filled with stars.
You're saying like
Josh Gordon be your
a
fifth
dude
receiver?
late in
Could
his
he be your fourth
career?
receiver?
Yeah, could he give you like
Absolutely.
500 yards on a
Absolutely.
season? High end.
That's what I'm looking for, because when you talk about making a postseason run, you can do it where you depend on rookies, but we talked about rookies. That's hit or miss. That's a coin flip. Or you could do it where you have somebody that's done it before, somebody that's been on a little bit of a higher end player, or that has just been in the league longer. You know, they're not going to get as frantic in some of these moments. The pressure is going to be too big. They're not going to commit a foul. They're not going to, commit a self-inflicted error when they're in these critical moments, because they're accustomed to being in big moments in the spotlight. I think in that dynamic, it could be interesting. But I'm not about to say that they deserve that all for one game in the XFL. Nah. I'm speaking like future tense, like as the season progresses, if they starting to look more and more like what we're accustomed to seeing from those guys, I do think that makes it a little bit more interesting with the way the practice squad situation is set up. Yeah, because if I can have a Josh Gordon that I feel confident in after watching him play 6-7 games versus somebody from whoever's community college that we brought in on a tryout scenario and he's just here, it's like, bro, give me get Josh. At least I know Josh can go out here and give me some productivity. So it's like that dynamic from when I think of them.
I get what you're saying. So what are we talking here? Martavis back to the Steelers? Does this open eyes?
Does it for you?
No, it's just done.
It's too early for me right now, man.
No, I like what you were saying in terms of TBD, potentially practice squad, just to get back to the NFL.
Yeah.
I could definitely see the pathway. Mm-hmm. He's getting targeted a ton.
Yeah. I want to see it. Like I said,
he was moving pretty well. It's just, the stat line wasn't good. I would have liked him to catch that one, too.
Oh, yeah.
The little hook over the middle.
What are you talking about?
I just don't think AB or Pickens drops that.
But you're talking about one guy's an elite receiver, AB. The other guy we're saying potentially is an elite receiver.
I know. This was one of my concerns with Martavis back in the day when he was with the Steelers anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Had some sketchy hands at times, would make the crazy-ass play where he's flipping over himself in the end zone.
Absolutely.
Or just absolutely torch someone on a vertical route.
Or you're going to catch a slant and take it 60.
Yeah,
He has that.
We just haven't seen that from Martavis yet in the XFL. Now, I will say, it seemed like they were paying a lot of attention to him.
They were. That's the other part. But that's why I said the quarterback. I want to have a better quarterback because they were definitely playing a lot of they
viewed him as wide receiver one on that team.
Facts. It was no debate. They put him on the backside, but the defense responded accordingly. That's why they had another receiver who actually had a better stat line because he was getting the more favorable matchups. But they would sling. They would have that safety shifted to that side every time. That's why they would put him in the slot as well. I want to say Bruce was their coordinator too, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they would move him to the slot, and I was like, I like what you're doing here because you're trying to essentially like scheme up a one-on-one for him. Problem was the quarterback still would get hesitant with that safety, and that's why I was like, man, NFL quarterback, you're gonna make that safety make a play. You're gonna say my arm is better, like we saw Kenny throw to Pat Fryer move running the scene. This quarterback for them won't doing that. He's looking like nah, defender low, safety high, I'm going over here. Like, so with that, it's just hard to, like I said, fully evaluate. But I think if he comes down with a couple of those, where now we're looking at it and saying, hey, instead of being a 4 for 28, he might have had a 6 for 70 out there because he has 2 15-yard, 2 20-yard catches across the middle. I think it's a different vibe that we would have for him right now. So that's the part where I'm like, that's why I said TBD, because I don't look at that as that's on him. I look at that as the guy that's throwing you the ball. It goes back and forth. And I don't think that guy's capable.
One of the problems, though, with his NFL comeback is he eligible to come back yet?
Well, he's technically, I'm not sure, but in terms of the reinstatement, it's not going to be a difficult process. Because for him specifically, it was marijuana. It's not like when we talk on Alden Smith, right, where it's like, yo, you got felony charges, you got like DUIs, you got real life stuff you dealing with. The climate of the NFL has changed drastically in terms of THC usage. I think it's a different ball game when he comes back for reinstatement. Now, if his ducks aren't in a row, though, and it's like, bro, you still, you're out here doing crazy type of stuff, then I think that's a different scenario. But I think for him, specifically, I think that he would have a legitimate chance.
Do you think he would have to pass a drug test to get back in?
Nah. And even if they did, the way that they've altered the threshold, he's still going to pass. Because that was the big reason with the whole CBA a couple of years ago when it was about to be another lockout. It was like, yo, this can't continue. Like, the THC part has to go. So for him, yeah, he should be great.
So you would actually be interested as the Steelers.
Like I said, I have to see more. You're trying to make a judgment off of 1 week. You can't make a judgment off of 1 week when you're talking about sports. You got to look at the sample size. That's what we always talk about. Like with young players, you don't crown them off of one game. You don't crown them off of one season. You need to see, can you repeat process? Can you continue? What happens when you get sore? What happens when teams start to understand, hey, you do this well and you don't do this well? That's when you got to see, can you make an adjustment? What are you capable of? Are you a dog or not? Are you going to quit when you're down? What if your team's losing? Like, how you going to respond? I need to see all of that before I touch Tay or Josh Gordon, any of them type of dudes where it's like, yo, they had some like legit baggage. Like, I need to see the full thing play out. Not just can you play, but what are you like in that locker room? What are you like around these guys, man? If your team is winning, how are you handling that? If your team is losing, how are you handling that? Because I'm not about to bring a Tay around a George Pickens if I think it's going to mess up Pickens.
That was my first.
That's
almost,
how I look at it. You know what I mean?
Like Martavis coming back to the NFL, I think, yeah, for sure. I could see it. I just think it's over with the Steelers. Yeah. Like, I just think it new era. Let's just move on from all that.
And honestly, I'm fine with that too. All I'm saying is if he's talented and his head's on right, does he hurt us? No. But if we don't even want to play that game of do we even want to risk it? Hey, man, it's a lot simpler to just move on because we do got a George Pickens. We have a Deontay Johnson. We got a Calvin Austin who we're excited about seeing anyways.
If someone got hurt, though, that's a different story.
Right. But in terms of right now, yeah, I'm with you. If we don't even want to take that chance, that risk of it, don't. But that's why for me, if we're talking about him to the Steelers, I'm like, I really have to see how the rest of this plays out. Because when it was all good, he was the one who put out there, hey, Sammy, that's for you. That's Sammy coach placement. Remember, it was nothing negative going on. There was no beef going on. He was the one who said that.
Not happy about Juju.
You know what I'm saying?
In the middle of that one season.
Yeah,
I forget why.
So I'm like, if you can say that when things are good and your bank account's nice, you getting targets, you the man. If you can say that, then what's it gonna look like now, man? When you really got a reason to be upset. When you really gonna come in here and be like, dang, I ain't the big dog no more. I'm not even playing second fiddle to an AB. I'm playing it to a second year receiver. Different conversation.
And Deontay.
Yeah. Realistically, Pat too, because Pat gonna get his targets.
Yep.
I need to know, can you handle that? Can your ego handle that? When you coming back to this room and you parking in the same spot, can you still handle that? Can you be humble enough? We won't know. So if you Pittsburgh and you don't want to deal with that, then don't deal with that.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to take the risk if I'm the Steelers.
But if I'm another team though, and I might need some receiver action, oh yeah, I'm definitely looking.
Yeah. I think for 31 of the teams across the league, I'm seriously looking at Martavis and seeing what he does in the XFL.
Without a doubt. Heck yeah. Because the talent is there. You see him when he moves. It's like, bro, that still looks freaky. That still looks like it can mismatch you a little bit.
But, yeah, you mean to tell me if, depending on like where Aaron Rodgers goes or something, if he gets paired up with him as the third or fourth receiver, he couldn't be doing some stuff as like the red zone threat. Almost like remember when Plax came back after the gunshot stuff?
Yeah.
He had like 500 or 600 yards with the Jets, but he had 10 touchdowns. He was a huge red zone target for him.
Yep, without a doubt, bro.
So, yeah, if I'm 31 other teams, I'm definitely looking at Martavis here, seeing what he does the rest of the season. But I'm just over it with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Just new era, moving
That makes sense. In terms of you're talking Pittsburgh specifically, yeah, I'm already with you on that. But it's just
it sucks though because we have such fond memories of Martavis when he actually played on the field.
You know, Tay, that's the homie. It's like, bro, Tay is a dope dude.
He was supposed to be that guy.
Tay was a dope dude. I just thought that he got caught up with the wrong people. But Tay is a dope dude, like just in general, man. So it's like, bro, like, yeah, I think that he would be perfect. But once again, can you run that risk? And because of how it played out before, and with the guys that you have here right now, I don't think it's worth the risk personally. But
Tomlin would have to be gun shy about it.
Yeah,
like he would have to be a little scarred.
Yeah, because of how it played out.
Because this was a dude you were counting on.
Yes, bro.
In that Killer B era.
Yes. Whether you're talking about the first go around when he failed, and it was like, bro, what's up? Or when it started to become, now I'm taking shots at my team. I'm talking to certain people publicly. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, that's the type of stuff that can't happen when you talk about the dynamic of a locker room. And that's what we always say. It's not always about the talent. Like, what's the fit like, bro? Like, does he mesh? Because that can mess up your whole, bro. You know how George Pickens vibe. We talked to him. You know his energy. That's a head clash. That's what we said AB couldn't work with this thing right now. That's a head clash. And we're going to side with Pickens. So, yeah, it's just like, man, we don't need that dynamic.
Now, Martavis could be a different person now. We're, 5 years removed?
And
but I just don't know if it's worth it.
To wait. That's why I was like, I would need to wait. And for it to be Pittsburgh, it would need to be, it looked really, really good in his XFL. And everything we heard was like above and beyond of his character and
he's
all that
like
other
completely
stuff.
humble. Yeah. He'd be so gracious to be back in the league.
If it's that type of scenario, Pittsburgh, sure.
Let me come back to Pittsburgh. I have unfinished business.
Right. Like I want to be a part of this. I want to right all my wrongs. Like if it's that type of vibe, sure. But if it's anything other than that, it's like we can't deal with that right now.
And like he says, this is Kenny's team. This Pickens is wide receiver 1. I'm just along for the ride, doing what I can.
I need to hear it. I need to see it and believe it, because otherwise it's like it's too much of a chance for it to be a negative. It's too many negative potentials that are going to outweigh the positive that you could bring.
And I think we pretty much have cleared all that out of the locker room at this point.
Yeah,
we have a good vibe with this team.
No, we do, bro. We do.
I really believe it. So
we definitely do.
Yeah, it could rock the boat a little bit too much.
Yeah. Hey, Kenneth Moses, man, stalled me out, man. He said, "Yo, why'd you have to refer to Tay as a dope dude?" Come on, man. I'm sorry. He's not a dope dude. He's a really good dude. He's really he flies high. I like how he rolls. Yeah.
Myron Bennett says, I'd much rather bring Vaughns back over Bryant.
I'm telling you, no, Vaughns makes sense too.
Vaughns had that connection with Pickett in preseason.
Well, the thing is this. We wanted Vaughns last year. Remember, we talked about him potentially being here. It was him, Steven Sims, Gunnar Olszewski, like all them dudes at the end. We were looking at and trying to figure out who would make it and who wouldn't it. And Tyler doesn't like he lost a beat, man. The dude made a nice sideline catch, man. Body control, smooth in terms of just getting in and out of his breaks. We know what he can do. We've seen him do it versus preseason competition. So
game-winning touchdown in Pickett's debut.
And honestly, man, when we talk NFL preseason, I still do classify that as a higher brand of football than XFL. So to see what he was able to do NFL-wise, I don't think is any issue bringing him back up. It was just more so the numbers game for us. That was why it didn't work out. Yeah, but it could be different this go around, man. Calvin Austin coming off of a year of being hurt and having surgery. Gunnar Olszewski.
We don't know if we're bringing Boykin back.
Yeah, it's a lot. Steven Sims, what is his role? Like, it's a lot of question marks over there right now. So if you're Tyler, this could be a scenario where you look and say, you know what, I want to come back here.
Anthony Miller's coming off that injury.
Yeah, missed the whole season, right? He got hurt in training camp. So, we're going to have some options. I mean, for him, man. But, Tyler, he's another one of them dudes, man. I'm not against that. Dude, I need to go see if my dog Sammy Coates playing in this league, man. I need to go hop in, bro. Eli Rogers in the league? I'm telling you, bro. But once again, these are those type of players, though. This is that type of league, bro. A player like Sammy Coates. If he ever decided, you know what, I want to prove that I got a raw deal, that my fingers being broke is what cost me. Because I don't know how y'all ain't know his fingers was broke. That was news to me when you said you ain't know that. I'm like, bro, I thought this was like a thing. Like, we all knew
we know he had them taped up. I don't think they ever said they were broke, though.
That's crazy. Yes, he had multiple fingers broken on both hands. Absolutely. That's what it was like, yo, what y'all mean y'all don't know this? And that's what we'll be like, why are we throwing him the ball? He's supposed to be the decoy. His job was supposed to be run as fast as you can, draw coverage. That was the rule, bro.
That's probably why they didn't say he had broken hands. But we didn't know.
That was the thought. It was like, yo, just run vertical because you're the top end guy. We not throwing you the ball because your fingers broke. We all knew this. Yes. But that's why I thought y'all knew that, man. That's when you said it to me, I was like, huh, you ain't know that part? Yes.
I just knew they were taped up, and I was like, this dude all of a sudden just can't catch. Like, what the hell?
Yes, bro. His fingers is all jacked up. But I think of a guy like him, I'm like, man, shoot. Pull up XFL, man. See what it's like. Because, like I said, when I think of CFL, man, it's just the rules. That's not American football, bro. That's more like arena football. When you talk about like the run and start for these receivers, how far off you got to be, line of scrimmage and stuff, the downs and everything is weird. In a positive way, not in a negative way, but it's different.